What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today we have Pokemon 2009 World Decks, and if you want to see the deck breakdown of each of these decks, down below will be a video or a little link that says here's the breakdown. So if you want to learn what these cards actually do and have a better understanding of the decks, you can see that here. So we see on the left that Kitten Anderson is playing the Gengar deck, and on the right I am playing the Skuntank, Honchkrow, Dialga, Luxray. It's basically like a big SP toolbox here. So my turn, we use Cyrus Conspiracy, which lets you get a supporter card, an energy, and a Team Galactic card. So here I get an energy gain, a Psychic Energy, and a Roseanne's, maybe trying to get set up next turn, and I get a Dark Energy instead. Now, warning, I don't know how to really play this deck. This is one of the first times I played it. I just saw that somebody requested the SP deck. So we see on the Kitten's turn. Now, turn one with these decks, you can't play a trainer, support, or stadium, so that's why we saw Kitten kind of just pass there. I think he actually used Pitch Dark. Now, Pitch Dark says your opponent can't play any item cards, so maybe that's why I attached the SP radar or the energy gain there. So here we see a Bebe's Search getting a Nidoran out. Here we see Uxie setting up to you have 7 cards. It's kind of like the Shaman EX we have now. Just you get 7 instead of 6, and it's not an EX, so they only take 1 prize when it gets knocked out. Alright, so what else does Kitten have here? I always see a Pitch Dark from Kitten. I can't use any of my trainer cards. Alright, so on to my turn here. I'm kind of wondering why I didn't play the energy down. Kind of misplayed my part. Here we see a, what is that, a Roseanne's Research. Search deck for 2 basic Pokemon and or energies. And get them out. So we see Honchkrow and a Crobat coming down. Now, the whole point of this deck is like snipe a Crobat and then hurt with the Honchkrow. So we see the Bronzor come down. Looks like we might see Moonlight Stadium, energy going to Honchkrow, retreat, and we're going to see Honchkrow's first attack. I think it's search deck for 2 different stadiums or tool cards. I'll have to see what we get here. I'm not 100% sure right on top of my head what the card does. If you watch the introduction of these 2 decks, I talk about how I played more of the Luxchomp, Garchomp stuff. Now to see me, Kitten are both reading it. I know Kitten knows more about this deck. So during this whole video, I'm asking him what should I get and stuff like that. And this DM also asking Jarrett to decide here what should I get to. We get a Power Spray here and a Poke Turn. So I guess it's 2 SP tool item cards, I guess. So the Power Spray is going to make it where if Kitten plays a Poke Power, we can turn it off by using the Power Spray because we do have 3 Pokemon to play. Here we see a Lookers from Kitten, and he's going to see what's in my hand here, and he's going to decide to do himself. Now, Kitten has a Gengar play. Now, Gengar has Poltergeist, which does 30 damage times the number of trainer, supporter, stadiums in my hand, and Kitten saw that I had a lot here. So he's going to easily, probably knock me out here. Let's see here. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So I think that's 150 there, if I remember correctly. And here Ken trying to remember everything on my deck. And there we see the Honchkrow going down here. We kind of had a fairly slow start. The Ghastly Pitch Dark turn 1 kind of just hurt us really bad here. Alright, so here I am trying to figure out some stuff. What should I discard? We see an energy going down to Toxicroak. So the energy game makes it where you have to pay 1 less colorless energy to attack. We see Jared pick up the Toxicroak 2, probably wondering what does this card do here. Alright, so let's see, what do I have here? We see the Dark Energy. I have an SP Radar. I'm basically just trying to decide what do I get here. I'm not, I'm sorry that we're playing this game, but I'm learning. Hopefully in the future I can learn my cards. So here we see Skuntank come down. Now Skuntank has the ability which makes both Pokemon poison if I had a Stadium card in play. So we're gonna poison this Gengar here. It doesn't affect SP Pokemon either. Here we see a Poke Turn. Put down the Crobat, Poke Turn, put down the Crobat, Poke Turn, put it back down, and that's why the Gengar does have 20 damage on it now. We see a retreat to the Crobat and a pass. Once again, I'm not really sure why I'm not attaching this Dark Energy at all. Here we see a Lookers from Kitten, and he's going to pick his hand once again. He's going to remember what I have. He knew for the most part what I have here. He was just seeing what was the 1 card that I drew into. Alright, so what does Kitten get off these 5 cards? Lookers, search deck for 5 cards. Oh, we see a Gengar came out too. I missed that somehow. Alright, so let's see. We see a retreat from Kitten, and we're going to see the first tag. It's going to do 6 damage onto the Skuntank here. Now, it does 30 usually, but if they have a Poke Power, it does 60 total. That's why the 60 damage goes down to the Skuntank. Alright, So we're probably going to see a poison structure once again, just to try to do try to put some damage down with the poison structure, because it is a non-EX or a non. Or I mean, it is a non-SP Pokemon. So we see the poison kind of come down. We see Skunk Tank comes to active spot here, and a pass for me. Alright, so basically giving up the Skunk Tank here. We see a Rare Candy into the Nidoqueen. Now, Nidoqueen has the Maternal Comfort, which basically just heals the 10 damage a turn off every Pokemon. I think it's every Pokemon, if I remember correctly. So yeah, we see the Gengar take 10 off. We see the Gengar take 10 off, and we see that Kitten is in a dominated position right now. I don't know if this is because I don't know what to do with the deck, or if I just had really bad draws. I think it's because I had really bad draws. I think the turn 1, I should have Cyrus for a Cyrus. I don't know why I didn't. And we see the 60 damage go down to the Bronzong. We see another heal with the Maternal Comfort. Kitten is basically set up. He is ready to go here. This game is probably already lost. Here we see Toxicroak coming down. A Dark Energy going to Toxicroak. We see our first energy finally attached. And on to Kitten's turn, we see a Ghastly and Energy. And we're going to see the Bronzong gets knocked out here. Alright, so Kitten has 3 prize cards left. And draw another card here. Hopefully I can draw into a supporter. There we go. I draw into Cyrus. So once again, Cyrus lets you get a supporter card, a item card with SP or Team Galactic in its name, and a basic energy card. Alright, so let's see, what do I get here? I see the SP, the Poketurn in my hand. Looks like I'm debating that card for sure. Maybe get an Aaron collection so that way I can get back some SP Pokemon from my discard pile into my hand. There's a lot of options that I could get here. Just not really sure what's the best play. Here's the Aaron's collection, like I said, the Poketurn, and probably a Psychic and or okay, yeah, Psychic Energy. There we go. All right, so let's see. All right, so we get the Psychic Energy goes down to Crobat, and Energy can go down to it. We're actually attacking Crobat. I really haven't ever seen this before. Dropped a card there. We picked it back up, and we see. I guess it does 10 damage and poison the Gengar. Or maybe it does 20 poison and then Maternal Comfort heals it. Or maybe it does 10 and then poisoned. I'm not really sure. We see Gengar come to active spot here. It's probably going to use its first attack to put 60 somewhere. But we'll have to wait and see what Kent does here. He hasn't played his Porta card yet. Here we see a Roseanne's getting 2 Psychic Energy, just trying to power up multiple Gengar attackers. Okay, a Psychic Energy and a Crobat here. Now Kent does play his own Crobat, obviously, just to put that 10 damage counters down, to make it matter. I think the Crobat has 70 HP in the active spot. Yeah, I think it does. Now let's see, what does Kent decide to do here? Does he hold the Crobat now, or does he use it for later? So here we see a Poltergeist. It does, what, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I think it does 180, if I looked correctly. Maybe 150. Here's the Skunk Tank coming to active spot here. We see an Aaron's collection. So we can get 2 SP Pokemon and or energies and put into our hand here. I imagine we'll get the Skunk Tank and a Psychic Energy. There we go. So now we're finally, we're going to do some damage finally. Alright, and we see a Galactic HQ. We see a Poketurn picking up the Toxicroak. I'm not really sure where to put the energy gain. I'm just kind of burning it so that way Kitten can't maybe knock me out next turn. So here we see a Toxic. I can't remember the attack. It does 60, and total if there's poison, and then with the poison, it does 10 more. So that's why it does 70 total. But the Maternal Comfort heals off to 10. Here we see a Broken Time Space. Now the thing to note about this deck is, with the Toxicroak is the Skunk Tank only works if I have a Stadium card in play, which I don't anymore. We have the Galactic HQ now. So here we see a Poltergeist here, only doing 30. Or 60? Maybe I'm weak. I thought I only saw 1. I'm not really sure what happened there. Alright, so we see a Luxray coming down here. Now Luxray level X can switch one of the bench Pokemon with the active. So maybe we kind of stalled my Pokemon here. So we see the first attack, or second attack, I'm not really sure what happened there. Maybe just use first attack for 20 damage. We see a Bebe's getting the Claydol out, and since he has Broken Time Space, he can just mainly go straight into the Claydol, which is pretty cool with the Broken Time Space ability. Alright, so let's see. Does he actually put the Claydol down? I wouldn't see why not. He actually doesn't. Okay. You see another Poltergeist here doing 60 damage. I guess knocking out the um, Skunk Tank. Here we see Luxury level X actually bringing it to Nidoqueen. I'm gonna try to stall him out here. So on the Kitten's turn here, we see the Claydol coming down, and we see a Power Spray. So he kind of used constant power, but we Power Spray so he couldn't use it. Here we see an SP Radar. Maybe we'll have a chance now. Maybe we can lock up this Nidoqueen and Kitten can never retreat, but I highly doubt that. Kitten's probably ready to go here. We see the Dialga coming down to play. We see an energy gain. Now, do we have a metal energy or not? Alright, doesn't seem like it. Now what can Ken do here? We're going to see a Cosmic Power. I don't have a Power Spray, so he can use it this turn. And a pass from Kenton. Alright, so we notice that Ken has healed all of his damage counters. And here comes an unknown G. Attach it to the Skunk Tank. And another pass for me. Alright, we're just doing the pass game now. Kenton's going to keep using Cosmic Power until he hits a switch. Here we see the Bebes. Roseanne's getting 2 Psychic Energies. We're probably going to see the first attack here, which is actually 40 damage. So he can actually start smacking my Pokemon for 40, which is pretty annoying. Alright, and we see 40 damage there. Alright, so on to my turn here. We'll retreat to this Dialga, get the Dialga G level X, and pass. So on a Kent turn, we see a Call Energy going to the Nidoqueen, and a Punch for 20. I think we're actually resistance to Psychic, but I could be wrong. We get a Poke turn here, picking up the Luxray. Putting the Luxray down. And maybe next turn, we can try to bring up the Claydol and make a stall in the active spot. And we see a pass from me. We see energy going out of the Nidoqueen here. Now I can use Mach Punch. I think it's Mach Punch here, if I remember correctly. I think it is like 60. And then plus 10, or 50 plus 10 for each on the bench Pokemon. So that does 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think I'm resistant, like I said. So 60. I could be wrong, though. Here's the Azef coming down. Search your prize cards. We see a Uxie there. And we'll put back the... I think it was a Sableye. So now we use Uxie. Set up till we have 7. Ask Ken, does he have Cosmic Power or not? And just in case. Just goofing off Ken. Alright, so we see a Poke turn. Send up the Luxray right here. Bright Look up the Claydol. I'm just trying to stall out Kent now. Maybe it'll work here. Maybe Kent will run out of energies. Now I'm trying to debate where this energy goes. If we put on the Uxie, we can reuse. We can use the setup. Alright, put it back into the bottom of my deck here. So let's see. We see the Roseanne's research. Getting 2 cards. Maybe nothing. Yeah, it doesn't seem like I can get anything, actually. Let's see. We see a Psychic Energy. And drop a card here. What other card are we getting here? I'm not really sure what I even need here. We're in pretty bad shape though. All we have to hope is that Kenton can never retreat this Claydol, and he actually decks out. But that happening is probably not going to happen because Kenton can keep using Cosmic Power and never really deck out. This is going to be a never-ending cycle here. All right, so we see the Uxie coming to attack, hitting for 20, going back in bottom of the deck. Here we see a Psychic Energy going out to Claydol. A setup here. And what else does Ken have here? Alright, and we see a pass from Ken. Alright, so basically it heals off that 20 there, because the Nidoqueen with the Maternal Comfort, healing 10, and healing 10 more damage. Alright, so we see a Bebe search, put a Pokemon in and failing it, because once you put a Pokemon in your deck, it is private knowledge. We see Uxie here setting up for 7. I think at this time I'm just kind of goofing off. I know there's really no way I can win. We see it's like a Lightning Energy going out to the Uxie. Never mind. We see the Azef come up, and we're actually gonna lock up this Claydol and make it work and never retreat. Actually, if we want to. All right. So just a pass from Kenton. Oh wait, maybe not. Ken's debating what to do here. Yep, just pass from Ken. All right, it's our turn. We can just keep time walking. We're just gonna like goof around now. We see a Lightning Energy going on to the Luxray. Maybe we can Bright Look up a Uxie or something and knock it out. I'm not really sure. We tried to evolve Uxie to Uxie level X on the bench, but you can't do that. Level X Pokemon can only be evolved in the active spot. We see a Lightning Energy go back to the Uxie, debating, retreat, and here we're going to put Uxie back onto the bottom of the deck. We see Uxie level X here, so we actually set up here, look at the top 2 cards of our deck, pick one, put the other bottom of our deck. Now we can use Zenblade if we want to. It's not that good of an attack in this matchup, I don't think. We see Energy Gain going into Luxray. And anything else? I'll actually use Uxie's attack here. Because when you use the level X, you can actually put a Pokemon, or you can actually use its baby attacks, I guess is what you can say here. So put Uxie level X on bottom. Here we see another Roseanne's, which does Kitten even have an energy to retreat this Claydol or not? Is the big question here. I think Kitten's just trying to hit an escape rope here. I think his deck does play some. So we're basically just waiting for Kitten to hit an escape rope, then he can finally win the game. Alright, so probably just another pass from Kitten. We see a Cosmic Power here setting up. There we see the War Point. It's not escape rope, it's War Point here. We're probably sending the Dialga just because it has the most HP here. And let's see, what does Kitten decide to bring up? Alright, we see a Gengar coming active here, and here we're going to see a Poltergeist. Alright. Wonder how much damage it'll do here. Or it could do 60, and then next turn try to hit a Skunk Tank, or like the same Pokemon again for another 60. I think at this point though, I pretty much lost it. We're probably gonna get 6 out here. We see 6 damage going down to the Luxury level X here. And do we have anything else or not? We'll see the Dialga level X coming down, not really that useful. And do we have anything else? Yep, we see that. I just conceded the game there. So Kent does win the game there. He actually 6-0'd me, which is pretty bad there. But hopefully during round 1, you kind of see the Gengar deck kind of just demolish the SP deck. But thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you ever want to see a certain Worlds deck, post those in the comments down below, and we'll play those decks. We have all the World decks, so we can play any World decks, and we can build the majority of other decks too. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Once again, have a great day. Alrighty, bye.